Hello guys, welcome to the video. So in this one we're going to lay out the groundwork for the menu. And originally I had a plan to keep this game simple, just as a study project, a quick one. And that's why menu is going to be simple as well. We're just going to have a play button, settings button, and quit button in the main menu. And when you press a play button, you can choose one of the levels to play. That's it. That's all what we need for this game, to be honest. But the system itself will allow you to expand the menu as much as you like. So if you want to have more menus, maybe some upgrades or some other things, it will be completely possible to make, and it's going to be pretty easy because I'm going to give you a bunch of examples. All right. So let's start with this. Let's focus on the canvas and let's click 2D over here. Now we can see entire canvas, and as of now it is empty. I'm going to expand this over here. And before we change anything here, let me make a button. Let's click UI, button Text Mesh Pro. And now we have a button in the middle of the screen, just like that. If we go to game window, this is how this button looks. The problem is that if we switch to another resolution, for example 4K, the button is going to be smaller. If you change some, like maybe this resolution, button gonna have a different size. To fix it, we need to change scale mode on the canvas. Over here, we can choose scale with the screen size. And this will allow you to control size of the button, and it will be independent from a screen resolution. So let's say reference resolution is 1920 by 1080, because this is the most common resolution that people use. And now it does not matter if I change resolution over here, button is going to stay the same. This will allow us to set up UI as we want without worrying about the size of buttons and other UI elements. Now let's talk about the button itself. First of all, of course, we can make it bigger. Let's go to the scene view, make sure you have 2D and focus on the canvas. And there is your button in the middle, a very small one. As for starters, I think we should make it a bit bigger. You just press T and you choose the size you want. For example, mine is going to be that big, and I'm going to place it over here on the top left for now. Okay, just there. Now let me focus on the button, and here we have options on how to make it pretty. First of all, let's go to font, and let's change the font over here on the Text Mesh Pro component. New Amsterdam, and I'm going to just write play. Obviously, the font could be bigger, and now you have two options. One of them you can increase font manually to whatever you like, or you can click auto size over here and just set maximum and minimum value. For example, 102 is a max. So now I have a play button in the game that I can click before I start. I'm going to talk about menu layout itself a bit later on. For now, let's just focus on the button. So I'm going to go back. And now we have a Text Mesh Pro component, which is all right, let it be there. I want to take care of the image of the button itself. First of all, there is a color that you can change. If you like, you can do that. You can make it transparent as well. That is up to you. And more to that, if you go to play mode, the button itself going to be functional. You can click it and you can even see the reaction of a click over there, right? Also, we can make the color of a button transparent, like that, and we can add another image as a child. Let's do this, and let's name this one as border image. All right, now we need to stretch the image so it will take place of entire button. Let's go here, hold Shift and Alt, and click stretch over here, like so. And then let's go to graphics, borders, and let's choose one of the borders. You can choose one of these. This one probably is not suitable because it's too big on the borders itself. I think I'll try something from here. This one should do. I think I used it in my other project. This one is nice. So let's go to sprite mode, choose multiple, hit apply, and then go to sprite editor. Now you choose one of the borders and you need to select it as a whole, like so. You can zoom in to adjust. Oh, sorry. Like so. and then over here as well. All right, so now we have selected this image, and if you hit apply, you can go there and choose the image itself and put it as a source to this component over here on a border image. And it will work fine until you try to scale the button. You can see it does scale pretty much okay, but still now the top part is slim and the side part is wide. That is not okay. To fix it, we can define borders of the image, and this will make Unity stretch them automatically. Over here we have this green dot. You can just pull it down like that. Then you pull down from here, and in this way you define border of the image. So let's say this is my border. Now the parts that are in the defined borders will not stretch like that. It will be stretched accordingly to the size of the element. Let's go select border image again. Over here we need to change from image type to sliced. You can define pixel per unit. The bigger value you have, the slimmer sides will be, but I'll leave it as 1 for now. And from now on, oh, I think I did cut too much on the bottom. Let me see. Yeah, this one should be here, and then this one should be like that. Okay, this is better. So let me try again. Go back. And again, now we can change size of the button. You can see the size of the borders is changed accordingly, and at the same time it stays the same as it should be. It is same width and same height here and here. So you can change size of the button, and it's gonna look nice in any case. If you wish to make it slimmer, you can go here and increase the value like that. All right, I'm gonna keep it as 1, and now I have a play button over here, which is really nice. I wish to have a background for it, so it's a bit easier to notice, and probably we should control the size of the buttons itself. So let's change the name to play button, and then let's give it a parent. We're gonna create empty parent button holder, like so. Now, where is the button holder? There it is. I think we can increase the size of a button holder. So we're gonna just increase the size like that. Button gonna stay in the middle. It is fine. And maybe, you know what? Maybe let me quickly show you what we're trying to do here, so you have understanding of what it's gonna be. This is the menu from my top-down shooter course, and we have menu like that with buttons on the left, and then you can select one of the buttons and click them as well. Right? Go through menus and go to the game itself. So this is how it is here, and I want to do it in a similar way, but I don't want to have background image. I want to have interactive elements on the background, similar to what I have here. Let me quickly show it to you. So this is a platformer course we made, and over here, in the same way, we have play and setting button. And when I'm clicking play, choosing amount of players, the difficulty, camera moves and character walks here, so I can choose the skin. So this is the idea, and in a similar way I want to do it in this game, but instead of character, the camera is going to fly closer to the level we have on the background, and that part will serve as a level selection. Let me pull up my prototype real fast. So this is a prototype, and this is how the menu will be. We're gonna have menu over here that we're creating right now, just like I showed you in a top-down shooter one. And then when you click the play button, camera is going to move closer to the interactive elements over here, and you'll be able to select one of these to choose a level to play. And we're gonna have some sort of a number there, like for example, level 2, you know, and you're gonna click the button, the camera is going to fly out, and level gonna appear. So that's my idea for it. In my head, it seems very nice. I did partially try it in my prototype because I'm pretty sure it will work. So yeah, this is what we're going to do. Let's get back, and we have a background, which we also can make with borders if we like. But what I want to do here is put a background image. We can take one of these just to try. Let's give UI image as a child. Let's stretch it. Then let's find one that we like. For example, this one over here. And then we're going to make it transparent, like So now the button is below the image, that's why it's not really visible, but we can just drag the image above and it's going to be like that. Now let's see if we like it. I don't really like it, to be honest. So if you like this option, you can keep it, but I'm gonna get this link over here and I'm gonna attach this link to this lecture if you like to use it. Over here, we have set of another UI elements, so we're gonna download it. Also, you can see link over here. Let's do download. No thanks, just take me to downloads. Download. And then I'm gonna open this archive. Over here, I'm on the PNG. We have an image that I would like to use, but I don't remember which one it is, so I guess I'll have to take a folder and check them all. I'll use this folder. Sorry, this is what I usually do behind the scene. You usually don't see this, but why not to show you the process? Large icons, this is the one I want. This one is going to work. Also, if you like these icons, you can use them. Why not? You know what? It would never hurt to have extra icons, so I'm gonna do this. Folder, extra icons. Let's open this and let's take these icons, drag them here, like so. And then I'm gonna go to the card backgrounds and I'm gonna import this cell 01. Let's do these three. Just drag it here. And then close it. I've got it here. And then this image, we can just select it. Go here, choose Sprite 2D, compression none, filter mode, no filter. Let's hit apply. Now we want to go to sprite editor and we want to define borders. So I'm gonna do like so. Over here and here as well. Let's hit apply. Now we're gonna go back to the background image and it's better to have a name there. So let's type background image. Then we're gonna take this image over here and drag it like so. Now it will be sliced and you can make it less transparent just to make it a bit more visible to something like this. And I think this is a better option. I like it more. If you like the previous one, you can use previous one. If you like, you can find some other images. In my opinion, I guess this is what I'll use. Now, yeah, basically I'm repeating this menu over here. Very similar to that. Now let's take the background image, try maybe more transparent. This looks good to me, I like it. So this is my settings here. Then I'm gonna go to the button itself and we need to change color of the text to white, like that. Okay, better. Now this is a main menu with one button. We need two more buttons. We need settings and we need quit button. And maybe you want to have credits UI where you can, you know, leave a link to your website or Steam page or anything like that. So let's go ahead, take the button, duplicate it. Let's name it as settings button. We also want to duplicate it and make credits button. And then we can duplicate it and make quit button. So you can quit the game. Now you noticed probably that all of the buttons are together and you would have to manually adjust the position. Also, you would have to adjust the size, and this can be a bit of a headache. Even if you increase the size of a button's background to something like this, you still need to arrange buttons. So for a case like this one, we have a simple fix. And I think it's better if I show you this fix in the next video. So let's make it part 1 and I'm gonna see you in a part 2.